urban city are voting blue, and so many people farther away are voting in a way that I can't relate with. I'm thinking about the reasons that they vote, and I'm thinking about what their grievances are. I'm reminded of the poet Agnesh. He says, "The greatest sin and the ultimate treason is to do the wrong thing for the right reason." I'm an independent because I try to be a little bit objective with the way that I vote, but I really care about building an America that cares for itself, builds bridges between different units of society, and spreads prosperity for everybody. But when I look at the surprising news from Donald Trump, I'm a little shocked. Part of this is because I'm looking at a place where I'm not seeing kids direct America. And part of me recognizes that America has many grievances. People don't know how their economic futures are going to be secured, and they don't know if the Democrats can be trusted because so many of the economic gains over the past several years have gone to a small sector of society. I've already got my opinion about how tonight will go, and I'm a little bit disappointed to see this. But I hope that Americans can continue to educate themselves and seek knowledge as a method for building a stronger future.
Thanks for your call, Jacob, watching us in Seattle, Washington. It's just after 10 o'clock, and I want to go through the list of the other states that have closed now, and we can put those on screen, and then we'll return to Steve Scully for talking to Bob Cusack on the Hill. Let's go to you first, Steve, and then we'll go through the states.
California closed 55 electoral votes. Hawaii, the polls have closed, so that's 59 electoral votes for Hillary Clinton. Idaho, the polls just closed there as well, and that's the state that Donald Trump has been declared the winner. And if past patterns hold true in Oregon and Washington State, those should be two Democratic pickup states as well for the Electoral College vote. Let's look at some of the Senate races that we've been following. As you indicated, Senator John McCain, who has a seat previously held by Barry Goldwater. He's been in the Senate since the mid-1980s, now on his way for a sixth term, winning easily, confirming what the polls had been saying all along, a 10-point lead in the Arizona Senate race. In Florida, Senator Marco Rubio going back to a second term after his failed presidential bid, entering the race for a second term back in June, actually announcing in this building that he was going to seek a second term. In Missouri, Jason Kander putting up a tough fight, but right now looking at the results in Missouri, Senator Roy Blunt, it looks like he is heading to another term with just about 54% of the vote compared to 41.5% for Democrat Jason Kander. In Nevada, this is a seat where the Republicans hope to pick up. It is the seat of Senator Harry Reid, the Democratic leader who is stepping down, Congressman Joe Heck, at 66% of the vote, compared to Catherine Cortez Masto at 28.7%. Keep in mind, only 1% of the vote in Nevada. In New Hampshire, Senator Kelly Ayotte has increased her lead with 57% of the vote now reported. Maggie Hassan, the Democratic governor, at 46% compared to 49.7% for Senator Ayotte. And in Pennsylvania, Katie McGinty, who is holding on to a very narrow lead with about 77% of the vote now reporting in the Keystone State. Katie McGinty at just over 49% compared to 46% for Senator Pat Toomey. Bob Cusack is the manager and editor-in-chief for the Hill newspaper. Been keeping track. Boy, what a night, huh?
Yeah, very surprising night. Basically, what we're seeing is not what was expected, what we had seen from the polls, and the so-called experts who thought that, maybe Donald Trump had a path to victory, could pull it off, but would have to win a lot of close states and pull an upset here or there. Well, it looks like right now he could be doing this. I mean, if you look at the map, Steve, I think she's got to win Michigan and Wisconsin, and if she loses one of them, you're looking probably at a President Trump if you go west, and if he holds Arizona, which is still remains to be seen. Very fortunate, if you're a Hillary Clinton fan, that she won Virginia, because that was supposed to be a 5-point win, 6-point win for her, and she eked it out. So this could be a long night.
The Dow future is now down 700 points, and the question that people are asking on both sides tonight, the Hillary Clinton supporters saying, how could this be happening? And the Donald Trump supporters saying, how can this be happening?
Yes, the mood has changed. Early in the night, some of the Trump supporters were thinking, well, they were just not very bullish. They thought that he was going to lose. And then Number one, there is a Trump bump where I think some people did not tell pollsters that they were going to vote for Trump, and the so-called silent majority of Trump supporters is showing up very strong, and maybe the Democratic Party wasn't that enthused about Hillary Clinton. It's very difficult historically to win 3 presidential elections in a row, and certainly Hillary Clinton can still win this. But if she does win, it's going to be by the narrowest of margins, and Trump has a shot to, if he were to win Michigan and or Wisconsin, he could run up the score.
Well, let's look at the results in Michigan right now, Bob Cusack. And again, Donald Trump is holding on to a lead. He's also ahead right now in Wisconsin. In Michigan, half the vote now reporting in 1.1 million votes for Donald Trump, just over 1 million votes for Hillary Clinton. And so you can see less than 2 percentage points between the two of them. Donald Trump, his final event in Grand Rapids, Michigan last night, the president in Detroit yesterday, and as we said earlier, that gave some indication that the Clinton campaign worried about this state.
Very worried, very worried. And if you had said a year ago that Hillary Clinton and President Obama would be in Michigan on election eve, I would have said, well, wow, then it looks like Trump must be favored to win. But going into today, he was not favored to win. And still, there are a lot of states that haven't been called. Florida is very important for Donald Trump, but he is winning there. And New Hampshire hasn't been called. Pennsylvania is now looking like a must-win for Hillary Clinton. So, without a doubt, it's early in the night, relatively speaking, but this so far is going great for Donald Trump.
One other state, and then I know Susan Swain wants to talk to you as well. Let's look at the results in Wisconsin. Again, these are the 2 states that the Trump campaign said they needed to flip. 60% of the vote reported in Wisconsin. Donald Trump at 49%, and Hillary Clinton at just over 45, almost 46% in that state.
Okay, guys, so we'll see who's going to win for to be a president of the United States. Bye.